it's for your own good, because you're in control of your mind, but just at the moment, let my voice do all the work. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to open your eyes. You'll open your eyes, you'll feel on top of the world. And with your eyes open, you'll actually double the relaxation. And when I say sleep, you'll drop down twice as deep as you are now. So just open your eyes are wide open, wide awake. How would you feel, Louise?
Like laughing.
It's really like laughing. It's a fun thing, isn't it, hypnosis? Yeah. And when you actually go, you're aware of everything. You're not, I mean, you can hear my voice.
Yeah.
A lot of people say to me, you know, I didn't hear what you said, or I heard what you said, so I wasn't hypnotised. And I say, well, if you can't hear what I say, then you don't know when to open your eyes, what to do. You've got to hear what you say. Okay, just look at my hand there. Okay, and relax and sleep. Go down into relaxation. Just let yourself sleep. Just let yourself sleep and relax. And as I said before, when I say the word sleep, you go twice as deep as you were before. And that's a key word for you. When you say the word sleep, you'll go twice as deep as you were before. In a moment when you open your eyes, you're going to find that you will not be able to remember your first name. You just won't be able to remember your first name. It's gone. It'll be on the tip of your tongue, but you will not be able to remember your first name. When you understand that, just nod your head yes. That's absolutely great. And just open your eyes. Well done. Now listen, we're filming this on here and we're filming it on here. And obviously we did an introduction before we started. But what was your name? What was your name? Well, look, there it is there. Okay, just click there and then it goes back into your mind. And what's your name? Interesting, isn't it? She's a really good visualizer.
She is, yeah.
Just imagine now
You
that
want
you
to say
look.
Bob? Who's Bob?
Your name's Bob. Where's Bob come from?
I don't know, that was just what was flying in my head.
Okay, just look up here and sleep, relax and sleep. Okay, in a moment when you open your eyes, what you're going to find is that your name comes back to you. Everything goes back to normal. But what you're going to find is that your hands are covered in super glue and they're actually stuck to your knees. Your hands are stuck to your knees and you're also stuck in the chair. Your hands are stuck to your knees, you're also stuck in the chair. You will not be able to get up however hard you try. And the harder you try, the more your hands are stuck and the more that you're stuck in the chair. But your name will return. So 1, 2, 3, eyes wide open, wide awake. And what's your name?
Louise.
It's Louise, isn't it? I want you to try something very interesting now. I want you to take these glasses off me. Just try and take these glasses off me. Now, what's stopping you from taking these glasses off me, Louise?
Can't lift my hands.
You can't lift your hand. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Don't worry about lifting your hands. Just come out of the chair if you can. Try and come out of the chair and try and get me. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't she an excellent visualiser, everybody?
Yeah.
Now, people, what are you experiencing at the moment? Just tell everybody what you're experiencing.
Well, I just can't get up. Well, I can't move my hands to get my bum off the sofa. But usually I'd just be able to go.
Do you feel heavy or just...
Not heavy, like, well, just like I'm stuck.
A lot of people say to me, and particularly, I think I told you before, that I actually do this in corporate presentation. Just relax that feeling and find it funny. Just relax that situation and find it funny. But what people say to me in sales presentations that I do, you're doing great, by the way, you're doing absolutely great. But what people say to me in sales presentations is that they're motivated by money. You know, they actually make the sale for money. They ask for the referral for money. They make the call for money. So money motivates people. People go to work for money. So what I'm going to do is, funnily enough...
You've got 50 quid in there.
Well, I've only got a £10 to start with.
Won't move for that.
That's enough.
But your hands are stuck to your legs, as you know, yeah? And the more you try to move them, the more they're stuck. But I'll give you £10 if you can take that £10 out of me. Just try. Are you trying?
Yeah, I'm getting angry at myself now.
Don't get angry, find it funny.
Use your mouth.
Well, I'll tell you something that's really interesting. I'll tell this, it might motivate. There's my credit card. Can you take that out of my hand? The harder you try, the more they stick that down. It's crazy, that, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. Just look there and sleep. Sleep, and down you go and relax. Everything that I've suggested to you has been deleted and you've now returned back to normal. Your hands aren't stuck, your bum's not stuck, and you remember your name is Elaine. But in a moment, Louise, it's not Elaine, it's Louise, and it's not Bob either. Your name is Louise. Thank you. But what you're going to find is that it's almost as if you've got a mouthful of marbles. You'll be able to stand up, you'll be able to move your hands, but you've got a mouthful of marbles and you will not be able to talk. Okay, 1, 2, 3, eyes wide open, wide awake. And you notice now that your hands are free. And can you stand up? Okay, what's this dog called? Tell us, what's your dog called? I've got to tell you that mum's probably never heard daughter so silent. This is mum who can't believe that her daughter, for the life of her, you're really trying there, aren't you? It's amazing. In a moment, with your eyes open, no hypnosis involved because she's a super visualizer. I'm going to tap you on your head and you're going to find that you can actually talk and swallow and everything returns. The marbles have gone but your feet are stuck to the floor. There you go. What's the dog called?
Buster.
Buster. Okay, try and walk towards me. The harder you try, the more your feet are stuck to the floor. She did volunteer for this fun experience, didn't you? Don't you find it interesting how powerful your mind is?
Yeah.
This is your mind. This is your creating. I'm doing nothing. I'm giving you the suggestions. You're accepting them. It's becoming your reality. Okay, you can actually move your feet. Just move your feet. Show everybody you can move your feet. Take a seat. Isn't she absolute superstar? You're an absolute superstar. I think one of the things that's amazing about your imagination is people don't know how to use it because you've never been taught.
Yeah.
You're told to sit down, shut up. If you go into a daydream at primary school, you're told to come back into the room, and it's all left brain learning. Now this is right brain learning. This is absolutely right brain learning. It's using your imagination to the point where that becomes what you experience. You can create your own experience. So this is why when people come to me on crutches, I mean crutches are useful because we have to support ourselves if we've got weak limbs. And we have to take medication if we've been told. But I'm a massive believer in meditation and not medication. And actually getting a picture of yourself, not on a walking stick, walking properly, maybe slowly until you get your muscles back. But if you rely on a stick and you don't really need it, I mean some people do, but if you don't really need it and you don't use certain I've got people who've been on medications for years, decades, they've never had a review. I had a chap on Prozac, 40 years. A very educated professor at a local university who wrote French literature. And when I got him off his medications, the Christmas afterwards, he knocked on my door, he said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Absolutely do." And he gave me the first edition of the book that he'd been trying to finish since he was 25 as a thesis in his master's. And it was about the French history, and he put an accreditation about me for giving him his life back. But I didn't. I was the driving instructor, and basically he did it for himself when he believed that he didn't need something that had never been reviewed. I'm quite certain if he'd have gone to the doctor and said, "Do I need to take these?" they'd probably say, "Well, you tell me.
Yeah.
You tell me what you need to take." What's really interesting is, just as a matter of imagination, you know the old Pinocchio with the stretchy nose that grows? I want you to imagine that your nose is made of rubber. And just watch this. Nose is growing stretchy rubber. And when I leave go, it's going to snap back and put you back into trance. There you go. Sleep. Now she'll have experienced that in her mind. Now she wasn't in a hypnotic state before. But in that state, she actually is in a hypnotic state. In a moment, your feet aren't stuck, your name is Louise, not Bob, your hands aren't stuck, everything's come back to normal, you've not got marbles in your mouth, but when you open your eyes, we'll have a little conversation and you're going to realise that you don't know who the lady is or the dog is on your left hand side. You just don't recognise your mum or your dog. You don't recognise your mum or your dog. In fact, your mum looks like an alien and your dog also looks like something from Doctor Who or Star Trek. But it's not scary, it's funny, but your mum looks like an alien. You don't know who she is, but you don't notice that straight away, and that becomes your reality. Just nod when you accept that suggestion, and 1, 2, 3, eyes wide open, wide awake. So this is fun. When I did your nose, what was your experience of that? Be honest. Do you remember me pulling your nose? And then
I was thinking, what?
How come my nose is stretching that far?
Okay. Yeah. And then you think, you went to the side, and I was a bit like, you're going to put my head all the way to the side.
It's fascinating, yeah, absolutely interesting, isn't it? So this is, if you just come in halfway through, this is Louise, and this lady here. Who's this lady here? Who's this lady with the dog here? Who is it, Louise? Who's the lady here? Describe what you're seeing.
It's weird.
Good to know, isn't it?
Thanks.
Good to know, good to know. Well, she's totally safe if she's watching the show. Do you know this lady? No. It's absolutely mad, isn't it? It's absolutely mad. And who's the dog that she's with? It's safe, the dog. Absolutely safe, the dog. Just describe what it is that you're seeing. Can you do that?
Just like a weird looking. She looks like an alien, and that's a. I don't.
Well, who are you, Sue?
Gremlin.
Hey, Mum.
It's your mum. No? You're not having that at all, are you? Now, Sue, just for a moment, we haven't set this up, have we?
No.
I mean, the people will think I came here and we practiced and rehearsed this, but I mean, have you ever seen your daughter like this before?
No, never.
Do you now believe that anything that's going on in her life, that she's got the power and ability to be able to change it
Yeah,
if we change the
definitely.
image? And yourself.
Yeah.
And we won't go into it, but you've asked me to help you with something, and I know that I can.
I'm just confused.
Confused.com. Just look here for me and sleep. Okay, down you go. Twice as deep. Really relax. Just let this hand relax. You're doing great. You're absolutely doing great. And just let this hand relax. You're doing absolutely great. You're absolutely wonderful. You've got a fantastic imagination. In a moment, I'm going to bring you back to your normal waking awareness. All suggestions have been removed and you're going to feel fantastic. Everything's returned to normal. You'll know that this is your mum and your dog, and you'll know that everything works in your body. You're feeling in peak state. But what's going to happen is you're going to think that we haven't started the hypnosis, that we haven't done the show, that actually it didn't work. You're going to think that you were quite bad at this and I failed. It didn't work at all. And we're going to sort of do it again, but maybe on another day. That's what you're going to think. Until I shake your hand. And when I shake your hand, all the memory of what happened comes back to you. But you've done really well and you are a great subject. And then we're going to do something that's going to benefit you both. So 1, 2, 3, eyes wide open, wide awake. So did you enjoy the hypnosis, Louise? How did you find the hypnosis?
You can't say. You don't want to say.
No, I'm not offended because
Yeah,
it doesn't
just
work
be
for
honest.
everybody. It doesn't work for everybody and it works for some. So how do you think it worked for you? Not impressed? No, okay. Well listen, thanks for trying anyway. Thanks for trying anyway. What are you laughing at? You're confused.com, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can you remember what we did, Louise?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was the experience? Can you remember your mum being an alien?
Yeah. I'm a gremlin, yeah.
You're a gremlin, you were a
And
gremlin.
Marbles in my
In your
mouth.
mouth, in your
And I
mouth.
couldn't move off here.
Yeah. It's all come back now, hasn't it? It's all come back now. You've got a fantastic mind, and when you learn to use that fantastic mind, and when you guys learn to use, this dog's been really good, when you guys learn to use your fantastic mind, you can experience anything. You can actually create your reality. We'll say goodbye. Come back on the cam for us, Sue. Say goodbye, and we're going to do something else in a minute, which is more therapeutic. And did you enjoy that?
Yeah, it was just so weird how like
You've been
Even
told
though you-
before you're a good visualiser when we
Yeah.
went to see
even though
the
you believe
images.
like because I believe in like hypnosis, meditation, all that. It's weird when it's
Done to you,
when it's
with you.
different. Yeah, when you're not like I'm not sat here sort of playing to what you say.
Thank you.
It's just like getting up off the sofa. You literally can't physically do it. But
No.
you're not doing it.
You actually put a suggestion in of your own, because I said that you wouldn't remember your name,
Come and see.
and you came up with Bob.
Yeah. all I could think of in my head was Bob, and I was thinking, is my name Bob? And then when I say Bob, and I thought maybe if I say Bob, you'd be like, yeah, that's right. But no, and I was thinking, oh God, well, what is my name then? But it's just like it was floating in my head, the name Bob.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
I don't know where that came from.
I can't thank you enough. I'm going to turn the camera off, but I'd encourage everybody who wants to try this for free and experience the power of the mind to call me on Mr. GTV. I'm Mike G, and we can sort this out and get it going. We're going to do some therapy in a minute, so keep checking back. Thank you so much.
Thank you.